I'm here now with Stacy Faulkner, who is chairman of the board for the Bardstown Nelson County Fire Department Incorporated. And we had talked recently about the possibility of the Bardstown Fire Department and the Bardstown Nelson County Volunteer Fire Departments separating and becoming two separate entities. What's the status on that right now? Because I believe the original contract was to end at the end of June.
Then the contract one right now expires June 30th, but the mayor had give us a 90-day extension, which will be starting July 1. We're still moving forward with getting our building lined out. Physical court has got us a couple different buildings, and we're hoping just to get one of them ready for the September 30th deadline.
Okay. So right now it hasn't been determined as to which building you'll be moving into?
One building, what's been offered is what they call the EMA building out there. It's the old Pick and Pay shoe building. It's pretty much where the trucks could back in there. The building needs a little more cosmetic work. And then the other building is the one that's been offered over by the Nelson County Senior Citizen Center. And that's the one that's a little bit bigger. The roof's already been redone. So that's the one we'd hope to eventually move into. But trying to get it ready by the September 30 deadlines where it's going to be a little crunch.
Yes. Now, we did have one fire chief for the two fire departments in the past.
Correct. There
is a new fire chief now for the Bardstown Nelson County Fire Department, correct?
Correct. The board made the recommendation to the membership, and the membership approved J.T. Bass, so he is now the new chief. He effectively has already been in place, but his official start date be July 1, which is when Chief Howard's resignation letter is June 30th. So.
Okay. And Marlon Howard will be the Bardstown Fire Department fire chief starting at that date.
Correct. Other than that, both of them are in place, and both of them, new chief-elect Bass, he's getting his officer corps together, getting his other few people lined out. We thought he was going to be here today, but he must have had something come up.
Now, there was talk about the two fire departments working together and an automatic call-out for either of the fire departments. Has that been worked out?
The corporation made the offer to the mayor for an automatic mutual aid agreement, and I believe he's kind of left that because we're going to be in there for the next 90 days, you know, still in the same building and everything, just going to leave it kind of as is now, and then hoping to get that in place in the future.
Okay. And also in the past, most of the, if not all, the firefighters were parts of both fire departments. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah. I mean, if you become a volunteer for one, you was a volunteer for the other, and it always has been that way.
Is that hoping to continue or expected to continue? What's your feedback on how that's been playing out?
The two chiefs, Chief Howard and Chief Bass, now are going through and interviewing all the firefighters on kind of a one-on-one, get their feeling. And I think it's most are still planning on volunteering for both, just as they have been.
Now, in the past also, there were some firefighters who were paid. Were they primarily for both departments, or were they Bardstown, or were they Bardstown Nelson County?
The city has a paid staff, and then the corporation has had enough part-timers to equal two people for a year's time. Even though we pay for them, we let the city supervisor supervise them and use them as he's seen fit, because the two departments were linked together so much. But now, of course, we're making the transition to move apart from that, and we'll have our own paid staff.
So how many in the Bardstown Nelson County Fire Department will there be?
We're hoping to have, again, we're still going to try to use part-timers, and working with Chief Bass, we're hoping to have the equivalent of 4 people plus the chief and assistant chief or deputy chief. He hasn't named the official title yet. So we're hoping to have basically 5 people Monday through Friday, 8 to 4.
And as far as the name goes, it is the Bardstown Nelson County Fire Department Incorporated. Is that name going to change or stay the same?
At this point in time, it all stays the same. It's Bardstown Nelson County Volunteer Fire Department, Inc. So, I mean, at this point in time, it's still going to stay the same. It would have to be, you have to change some letterhead. A lot of the truck signage have to be changed. So, at this point in time, we're just going to leave it as is, unless it becomes a problem in the future trying to deal with it. But where the city is getting their own frequency for their radio communications, and it's still kind of up in the air whether they're just getting it trying to be prepared, or whether they're planning on sharing the frequency.
Okay. And but your organization does have its own frequency as well?
The frequency that we've been using does belong to the corporation, so the city was just getting a new one, I guess, in case whatever may happen. And another frequency won't hurt nothing either, you know, especially if you know, if somebody needs to use it, if we got dual runs going on at the same time, which happens a lot.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, it's been Gary White in Bardstown.